Hi, this is Conrad Zimmerman of FistShark Marketing. If you're a fan of the show, we hope you'll help support it with a small monthly contribution through Patreon. For less than the price of a dangerous drug or alcohol addiction, you can help us to keep demonstrating what rock bottom really looks like. Just visit patreon.com/fistshark or click the big Patreon button at fistshark.com for more details. And thanks for listening. I want a new frog, one that purrs like a cat.
It can do that, because it's a new frog.
Oh, I'm so into this new frog. So into the frog.
I am all about the new frog.
This is one of the best ideas we've ever had, because the old frog was great, don't get me wrong. I mean,
Classic Frog Classic was fine, but we can do better than fine.
Yeah. The new frog is going to deliver so much more for people than the old standard frog.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause you look, what was a frog?
What is a frog?
An amphibian.
An amphibian. What is an amphibian? A frog? Sure.
Basically.
Yeah. We all know this. Take a look at this slide, please, folks, and you'll see here, it's an ordinary frog. Just the kind of frog you'd see at a pond, or near a lake, or by a bit of wood, you know, whatever. It's alright. It's fine. It's green, it's got eyes, and strong legs for jumping, and that's it, basically. What does it do? Eat flies, appears in poems about logs, sometimes they marry pigs.
Become the subject of fables about royalty and fantastic dreams of little children. Some of them I hear are good for licking.
Yeah, there are poison ones.
Mm-hmm.
There are poison ones, and there are ones that you lick and feel good. Now, these are good elements. Okay, we isolate the key strategic elements of a frog that are good. As we see in slide 2, legs for jumping, tongue for catching, skin for licking / poison.
So you can see we have a whole wide range of possible frog attributes that we could implement together into this new frog. But that's not enough, right? That's not really the FistShark way.
It's not enough for FistShark, oh no.
We've got to go above and beyond, right? So we have a whole range of additional new features that we want to implement in the new frog.
Frog 2017. We here at FistShark, we looked at the old frog and we said, that's a good frog. We can do better. Slide number 3, please. Thank you. Frog 2017. Now, you may be looking at this and thinking, that's very complicated for what is ostensibly an animal I don't think about all that often. But if you look closely, you will see that the new frog has something for everybody. Now, we began this presentation by talking about wanting a frog that can purr like a cat. Now, Conrad, I have to ask you, can Frog 2017, can the new frog purr like a cat?
It can indeed purr like a cat.
It also barks like a dog.
It also makes cricket noises. There's multiple settings. You can have giraffe, zebra, lion, monkey. The frog can make all of the noises of all of these animals.
Yeah. I think my favourite animal noise that the Frog 2017 can do is person. Now, Frog 2017 actually has the vocabulary of a 3-year-old child. Now, that may not sound impressive, but I remind you again, this is a frog.
That's right.
This is impressive stuff.
Here we have a small amphibious creature with a full range vocabulary of a 3. I mean, come on. Think about the conversations you can have with a 3-year-old. Like, they're just starting to really understand the world. That's when they get interesting, right?
Yeah, now imagine that 3-year-old is a frog. And I think you find that your world has become even more amazing. It's Frog 2017, everybody. We're going to be quite literally going out into the swamps of Boston, gathering up the old frogs and rolling this one out. And when I say roll out, I mean it quite literally, because yes, you all spotted it, we were saving it, but there's no hiding it. This frog has wheels.
Look at those wheels! There's nowhere that frog can't go. He is an all-terrain frog.
Yep, it's still got the strong legs for jumping, because we kept all those features. Everything you love about Frog Classic is still in the new Frog. Okay? Big bulbous eyes? Sure. Good at seeing. It's got about 15 of them now. So, more eyes, more seeing, better survivability, better frog. Strong legs for jumping? Oh yeah, we added springs and pistons to those legs. The frog screamed. We didn't think frogs could scream, but now this frog can jump higher than a building.
Well, the frog couldn't scream, but that was added in along with the other animal sounds.
So, that's true. Doctor, if you could just remove the woman shrieking from the lineup, because I hate hearing that in the lab, and I don't think it plays well with the focus groups. So
yeah, it's not tested great.
Crying child, people keep that.
People respond right away to a crying child, actually.
People love it when a frog cries like a human child.
It's soothing in a strange way, right?
It is. Now, I know the concerns from the shareholders right now is, what are we going to do with the old frogs? Now, we're not monsters. We're not going to go out stamping on the old frogs' heads until they're all extinct. They will be gathered up and humanely burned.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just going to burn them.
Yeah.
Big pile of frogs.
It's going to be a big frog fire. We're really looking forward to it. We think that, very much like the phoenix, how that died in flame and was reborn, so too will every frog we know perish in what I hope will be just a huge wicker frog, and replaced, indeed resurrected, as this wheeled, spring-loaded, poisonous, hallucinogenic. I mean, those are thumbs it's got as well. I didn't notice those before.
We are admittedly still working out the logistics of the wicker frog. It's still early in the process. The engineers are on it. They say that they think they can get it stable. They're just having some weight distribution problems among the legs, but we're hopeful.
The main issue I have with the wicker frog is it's being built after we've already made the new frog, which makes it a newer frog. But that issue should be resolved because the wicker frog, along with every single frog we found, will be burned to dust.
Right. Yeah, so it will still just be the new frog in the end.
And if you are worried about the possibility of a world in which a wicker frog doesn't exist, don't worry. The new frog is 17% wicker.
So we got it covered. We got the wicker in there.
And we've got you covered at both ends because it's 17% wicker and 5% Wiccan. So all your wicker bases are covered. This thing does spells.
And it's still just as effective as it's ever been for eliminating flying insects.
Well, not just flying insects anymore, thanks to its artillery that it now packs. Pretty much anything in the sky is toast.
Yeah, I mean, flying anything.
Oh, yeah. These frogs have been designed to pretty much hate anything in the sky.
They are not merely amphibious water creatures, but they are an entire anti-air defense system.
Yeah.
In and of themselves. And it's not really optional. I mean, they just hate anything that flies.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it wasn't optional for us either. We did try and create a more passive version of the new frog, and they basically ate themselves. It seems that unless this frog carries a lot of hate within itself, it doesn't have much of a reason to live. It just sort of looks at itself and then ingests itself. But when we give it an exterior target, and it for some reason it has to be in the air, then they really do. They find a purpose to keep going, and that's something a lot of animals don't have. This animal has its use, and it knows its use, and it's happy about it. Well, not happy, but it's very angry. It's a very angry frog. But I'm not too worried about it. Yes, Yes, it can take down a Boeing 747. That is true. That is true.
And will. I mean...
Oh, yeah. I mean, as many as it can. But think of the benefits of that. And we'll leave that there. Okay? So you just think about the benefits in your own time at home. And we'll continue talking about this immense frog. I mean, I do just have to point out how impressive it is. I don't know if any of you in the room today have watched the popular Disney cartoon Darkwing Duck, but there was an episode of Darkwing Duck where the little girl duck became like a big slime blob thing and ate a lot of things. And she'd eat things like a filing cabinet, and it would go in her mouth and fill her up, and she'd be big, like the size of it. And then it would just go moo and just swallow and compress. And that's what the new frog can do. If you've never seen a frog catch a plane out of the sky with, I remind you, and I hate to swear in front of our older investors, its fucking tongue, take the shape of a plane because it swallowed a plane and a plane's bigger than a frog. But this frog is also very elasticy apart from the wicker bits. And then compress back to the size of a normal new frog in seconds. I mean, I don't think there's a more beautiful sight in nature.
Well, I mean, until you see the egg that it lays afterwards.
I forgot about the eggs. Tell them about the eggs.
I mean, there is not a material in existence with a greater density of mass.
Oh, yeah.
Than these eggs that the new frog produces. Now, it does require time, and resources, certainly. But a plane or three, and you're going to get the production of this beautiful, dark, obsidian egg that everything just seems to be drawn towards.
Yeah. I mean, when we say dense, it's dense. Have you ever done that experiment where you drop a penny and a brick from a high place to demonstrate gravity and how they fall at the same velocity? And, if they're dropped at the same time, they hit the ground at the same time. Not so with a new frog egg.
Mm-mm.
This thing is so dense, it's actually heavier than the concept of weight. You drop 1,000 pounds of feathers and 1,000 pounds of metal, and they weigh the same because they're both 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds of these eggs would destroy half the planet, okay? One egg weighs as much as 1,000 pounds of anything.
Yeah, if you tried to take 1,000 of these eggs and put their mass together, the Earth would rise to it, not the other way around. That's how dense these eggs are.
And for some of you who are concerned about the military applications of this, thank you, General. Yes, don't worry. Already this thing's being called the mother of all eggs, and the White House is strongly optioning it for dropping.
Jim, I did want to ask, did we get the filing cabinet into the frog? Because I know we were going to put a filing cabinet. You mentioned it earlier.
Oh, you mean like, not as in eating it, but the actual application? Yes, you heard it here first, assembled investors. This frog doubles as a filing cabinet. You can install it in your office. Make sure, if you do, that your office has a ceiling, because if it can see the sky, well, we've already explained that. Don't worry about that too much. Yes, you can store files in the frog. I mean, we've talked a lot about the exterior of the frog, but we've not really talked about what's inside this thing. It's an all-purpose office supply chain, really. Yes, supply chain. There is a manager from Lowe's inside it.
So you know how well trained they are at being able to locate items in a vast storage area. So basically what happens is if you have files you need stored in the frog, you simply approach the frog and offer...
The new frog, everybody, the new frog.
Oh, right, the new frog.
Let's
I'm so sorry.
hear it for the new frog.
I'm so accustomed, I'm so prepared for this to be the only frog that anyone ever needs. I'm already calling it frog.
He's already calling it frog. Already calling it frog. And so shall you also all call it a frog.
So you take your files to the new frog and you present, I'd like to file this, and the frog takes it and accepts it with its tongue.
Sounds great.
Right? Stores it inside where the Lowe's manager keeps tabs on where everything is located. And they have a whole system sorted out for easy reference so that when you then need your file again, you simply approach the new frog and say, hey, I need that file on this, and it brings it for you. It's a full reference system. It's really quite stunning.
And it has Wi-Fi.
It does.
The frog has Wi-Fi. Every new frog has Wi-Fi. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is that free Wi-Fi? With FistShark marketing. No. It'll be $10 an hour. But you can use Wi-Fi at a swamp. So really, it's a premium worth paying.
Oh yeah, I mean there will be Wi-Fi pretty much everywhere. Anywhere that there is a new frog, you'll be able to get online.
And that's practically everywhere, because right now frogs, I believe, are so ubiquitous, some of them even live in trees. They have to. There's nowhere left on the ground for them to live.
Mm-hmm. That's right, yeah, because we're just so thick with frogs. So you'll get great speeds at an affordable price. Yeah, we'll say affordable.
Yeah. Affordable works. People like that word.
People like that word, but very, very profitable for us.
Speaking of affordable, I haven't yet revealed to the room about the healthcare plan this frog offers.
Oh, yes. Oh, this is, we worked really, really hard on this. It wasn't easy. It was way harder than anybody thought it was going to be.
Yeah, who knew?
Who knew?
But yes, this frog does have a full healthcare plan that pretty much anyone can sign up with, so long as you locate the frog and remember which frog it is, okay? Because every new frog has its own healthcare plan, and they're all different rates. So find a frog you like, remember what that frog looks like, which will be difficult because, frogs generally look all the same. But that'll help you out. If you're wondering how this works, how healthcare with a frog that you found in the woods works, I refer you to what we said about it eating planes. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, I would not concern yourself in the least with whether or not that's going to cause an issue down the road with your primary care physician.
No. Instead, look at the decorative flame decals we have on the side of the new frog.
Mm-hmm. We had originally thought about going with a purple and red pattern. Something really bright and vibrant.
It would have looked handsome, sure.
A good contrast to the green of of a standard frog. But then when we decided that the new frog really needed the full chromium finish, we transitioned that into a really tasteful light blue that I think just it's really sharp. I think everybody's going to love it.
And then when you juxtapose that chromium blue against the metallic reds that we went with for the flame decals, that red and that yellow just playing so nicely off the blue, you have a frog that, quite frankly, blinds traffic if it's seen in sunlight.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what that is, Conrad. That's market share.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, how many frogs in history have caused traffic accidents? Maybe 30? The new frog alone has caused 15 just via one frog going about its business. We let it loose in the street for a day, and it caused 15 pile-ups.
That's just it. You say, 30 frogs. That was all at once. It was 30 frogs going across a road caused one accident. That's how that happens with normal standard run-of-the-mill frogs.
You need a lot of frogs to get attention.
Right.
With the new frog, you need one new frog, and then everyone's got frog on the brain. Quite literally, thanks to the psychotropics this thing gives off.
It releases a very, very strong hallucinogenic compound in a mist that just it just shoots out of all of the pores.
Because that's what you were all thinking the moment we started this presentation and talked about hallucinogens and poison. How can it be poisonous and hallucinogenic at the same time? Well, it gives off a potent psychotropic gas, and the skin is still lethal to the touch.
Right. So, yeah, you do not want to touch this with your bare hands.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're high enough off the frog gas, you do quite literally want to touch and kiss and lick and maybe eat the frog. That's just part of the effect. But don't.
Right. Yeah. Resist that urge. I mean, or get some gloves.
Yeah, get some gloves.
Maybe do a little petting.
There is a 50% chance that the skin secretions will eat through the gloves, but when you're tripping balls on a spring-loaded chromium frog that eats planes from the sky, 50-50 is a good odd.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's about 50-50 is pretty good chances. Nothing to worry about there. I mean, just look at that. Just look at that frog. Actually, can we get the next slide?
Yep, we certainly can. There we go.
Oh,
What's it doing there, Conrad?
I think that the frog is playing with children.
Yes.
I think that the daycare applications.
Yes, that's a good way of explaining what's happening in that photograph. Yeah, it's playing with the children.
Right. I mean, because of the combination of the psychotropic drugs and the attraction effect that it instills in people and that sort of calming sense, we have found that the new frog makes the perfect kindergarten classroom pet.
Yeah, and don't worry if the frog at any point eats a child. Okay? The Lowe's managers are all instructed to direct them to the anus so they can get out.
Right, yeah. They're able to exit. I mean, it's like 2-3 hours usually, as long as they don't get lost in there, as long as there aren't too many kids in at once.
It is easy to get lost, but the children are perfectly safe while they're in there. We've conditioned the stomach acid of the new frog to digest mainly metal and bone. So the kids do have to keep their mouths closed, otherwise it will just chew right through their teeth.
Yeah, but that's what the manager's in there for, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's there to warn people. He's got his mouth mask on. And if we think ahead, he might have a couple for the kids as well.
So nothing to really worry about. If anything, it's a fun adventure for them.
Yeah, really, I think most schools really ought to put in an order for about 45 of these boys.
Well, yeah, you want to get one in every classroom and a little aquarium there, and
Yeah.
and then every weekend you have a different student take the frog home, and it's sort of a classroom community building thing. Probably shouldn't let it out of the tank in a home, though.
No. I mean, it'll let itself out.
Sure. And you don't want to stop it from doing that. Like, let the frog do what the frog wants to do, right? Because these new frogs, they know what's best, ultimately.
Well, I mean, as we see in the next slide, that's the tagline. New frog. It knows what's best.
Right. Yeah, that's the great thing about these frogs is that once you have one, and everybody's going to find this because everybody's going to want a new frog.
Yeah, and even if they don't, the frog's going to find them.
Yeah, the frog will find them, and then they'll want a new frog. Now, I mean, just look at that frog.
It's a handsome frog.
It's just magnificent.
They're all male, by the way, just in case any of you were worried, because we all hate women.
Yep, so there's absolutely no concern whatsoever about there being female new frogs. We've taken that out of the equation.
They don't sell.
They don't sell. We all know that.
We've not conducted any real tests to confirm this, but
there is an added benefit to this exclusion in the market because as a result of there only being male new frogs, we're the only source for the new frog. So we're going to be able to produce these indefinitely.
Yeah, sorry, don't hold on to the frog eggs thinking a new frog's going to come out of them, okay? You don't want to hold on to those eggs until they open.
No.
Drop them on countries. Don't let them hatch.
So, yeah, I mean, I think, I think that covers most of the bit. You guys ready to all see the new frog? We got one here.
Yeah.
You ready to see the new frog, everybody? Come on, let's bring the new frog in.
Come on! Craig!
Bring the new frog in.
Craig, bring that frog out here! And I'm not talking about you. You look like a frog. You look like the old frog. Don't mind me, folks. I'm just belittling the intern.
It's what he's there for, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all in good fun.
I feel great.
Oh, me too. Just look at how magnificent and shiny.
So happy we've got Frog here.
So happy.
You're the new frog.
Oh, just want to lick it.
Just get my tongue all around that frog.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I'll get a bit of this frog as well. Okay, so that about wraps it up for our presentation today. I hope you've all enjoyed the new frog. I am on my way immediately to the emergency room, and we will take any questions, any feedback from you in due course. A survey will be sent. A survey will be sent out, and let me just lick that frog one more time.
FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling and Conrad Zimmerman. Theme music by Ben Rama. Additional music by Alazar Chand. Our editor is Austin Yorsky. Get more episodes and learn how to support the show at FistShark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@aol.com. And remember, the best games are zero-sum. Goodbye.